Hello. Today I want to talk about working with a mineral, a crystal, sometimes known as Jasper. And yeah, just to get straight into it, I just want to disclaim the things that this mineral or this crystal may assist with. I'm not saying it will cure certain things. I'm also saying I'm not a medical practitioner. So you can do your own research and your own intuitive feeling into working with the stone. Also like to remind you that you can work with, particular things like stones, crystals, minerals by not necessarily always having them in a physical possession. We are aware that there is environmental impacts on extracting certain things from our earth. So if you'd like to err on the side of caution, you can also incorporate that into your being through the form of art. Maybe you like to paint, maybe you like to draw, maybe photography is something that you really enjoy. So yeah, you get the picture. You can use a picture of these kinds of things to work with them as well. I myself have been fortunate enough to have been gifted. I've got two types of Jasper in my custodianship at the moment. So one of them is a beautiful red Jasper. It's very dark. And one thing to note is that sometimes agate and Jasper can be somewhat similar in certain ways. And I just want to sort of say that Jasper has more of a denser colour to a lot of the stones, whereas agate can sometimes be more opaque. That's one way in which you can notice when there's differences. And I've also been gifted this other beautiful stone, which is a spotted Jasper. So as you can see there, so some beautiful patterns in this one. Keeps focusing on my face. Well, right now I don't need you to, camera. Yeah, radio. So where can you find these beautiful stones? Well, it's actually worldwide. So Jasper can come in lots of different colours and almost any of the main sort of colours that we might think of when we are thinking of the colouring system. And I would say though that predominantly most of Jasper is actually found in places like India and Australia. I'm residing in Australia, which is a place that I often call Amaru. So it's quite common to find Jasper. You may find it in particular places yourself. You don't always have to go to a shop necessarily to actually obtain these stones. And some of the mob here, should I say, don't actually remove things like this from the ground. They have their own law, LORE, in regards to how they work with these things. So if you want to know more about that, or even how your own ancestors or genealogy works with these kind of things, you can do your own research. Okay, now in regards to the speed at which the vibration that these sorts of stones have can be anything from rather earthly to very high. Again, it's just going to depend on the variety, the type of Jasper and the colour that you're working with. Now in regards to the physiology, how does that work with the body? Well, it can be quite good for the circulatory system, the digestive system. There's a lot of internal organs that it works really well with. And also the sexual organs. Again, that's really going to depend on the type of Jasper that you're working with, the type of colour as well. And in regards to what people call energy points, some people might call them meridians, they might be chakras, however you like to pronounce that. That again is going to depend on the colour and the type of Jasper that you're working with. Now in regards to cleansing, because when you're working with these kinds of stones, especially Jasper, that can really store a lot of things that maybe you no longer need, within yourself. So cleansing is obviously can be really important. And the types of cleansing that Jasper can go through could pretty much be nearly all of them, but I would still recommend that you do your research as to the type of jasper you have and what cleansing is safe so that you don't damage the stone. Again, when you're working with stones, it's also good to do some research about whether it is a toxic thing. So from what I'm aware, most jasper is safe, and the safest way to work with jasper is to have it tumbled or just don't touch it. Okie doke. So the things that jasper can be really good to use for is it has, or potentially has, quite a strong grounding and protective and nurturing energy and stories associated with the stone. If you look into particular genealogies and particular ancestries, you may find that, I guess, labels within communities like shamans, kings, queens, priests, priestesses would work with these kind of stones. Again, you can do your own research about the types of people, the groups of people, where in the world they worked with them and how they like to work with them. It can also be really good to use jasper in regards if you're wanting to increase peace, calm and tranquility into your being, into your home, into particular aspects of your life. It can also be really helpful with being really present here and now. You know, what are the thoughts that are presenting themselves in this moment? What kind of emotions are arising for you? It's can minimize the impact of wanting to go into the future, wanting to go into the past, being present here and now. It can also be assisting with the absorption of minerals, again going back to particular types of jasper that could be good with particular types of organs and digestion, so absorbing particular minerals. I know a number of types of jasper are quite high in iron. Now I'm not saying you should stop eating foods that are high in iron and just have iron in your presence, but maybe you'd like to incorporate something like a red jasper with you in your pocket every other day or something, rather, if you'd like, if you are low in this mineral like iron. It can also be supportive in bringing in wealth, abundance, prosperity. Again, it's not always about financial matters. When I say that, it can encompass lots of different aspects of your life. If you're feeling like you are lacking in a particular wealth of a particular aspect in your life, then maybe you want to use some jasper with you. Use some jasper, bring some jasper, use it. Now, another aspect that jasper can assist with is supporting negotiation and perseverance in regards to relationships. Doesn't necessarily have to be intimate relationships in regards to marriage. It could be in regards to family relationships, business relationships, your relationship you have with your community, with your house. So it can really start to extend beyond just a very narrow aspect of what a relationship is for you. And it can also be assisting when one is having to experience prolonged illness and traumatic events as well, probably going back to those sort of nurturing aspects that jasper can have. In regards to astrological aspects of this stone can be potentially assisting with the astrological, well, I could say the Western astrological signs of Cancer, Virgo and Scorpio, for their own different aspects of what they provide to the human experience for those astrological placements. And you may also find, if you look through different texts, especially ancient texts, that it is referred to in particular civilizations. You'll find that in some parts of the world, when they had their warriors, their people on the battlefield, as they may call it, they would sometimes wear particular types of jasper because they feel like it would provide them with extra protection when going into war. And some ancient peoples would also use it for protection against particular animals, maybe like snake bites and spider bites. So yeah, there's a whole lot that can be uncovered when diving into the realm of the minerals, and the stories that we may have or that others may have with it. There's obviously some more science that can be done in regards to this as well, so that we can have also more of a left brain aspect to working with these minerals. There's more of an integration that can happen with the different sides of a polarity in that, right? So anyway, if you have any stories that you would like to share in regards to Jasper, any questions, you're more than welcome to leave that in the comments section down below. And you can also reach out to me on various social media platforms, which are in the description box if you're watching this on a platform like YouTube. And I will see you in the next vlog.